Hey guys, Sagittarius. I washed my hair, so it's gonna be crazy. So we're just gonna deal with that. I am in Geneva. I'm in Geneva for New Year's with a very, very old friend. And it is amazing. So I'm sitting on her floor in her living room. And I'm gonna shuffle here and then I'll show you. Yes? So let's talk. Why haven't you done a reading yet? I'll tell you exactly why. It's got nothing to do with you. It had to do with me getting my swag back. Saturn was in my house of relationships, bro. I know it was your first house and it was terrible and it was hard, but like, can you even imagine applying what you guys have just been through to just your relationships? What? Oh God. And now, I got my swag back. It took a few days after Saturn left. I thought it was going to be like totally instant, but it wasn't. But now, Geminis are like Sagittarians in relationships. Feel like a Sagittarius again. What does that mean? That's where we get to your reading. You may be feeling a little, slow out of the gate with Saturn moving, and you're like, oh, I don't feel quite better yet. I didn't either. There was some confusion. There were a lot of people that needed to bring you out of this confusion, weren't there? You've had a lot of moments in the past couple of weeks where you felt like this and someone did or said something that just made it very clear. And you're like, oh, no, I wasn't imagining that. You're actually that. Interesting. This is the gift of Saturn leaving and leaving you with something super positive. The ability to vanquish that Seven of Cups energy. Yeah, you started off that way. Some of you may still be in that, kind of haven't really gotten the swag back. You can feel it. You know it's going to come back, but you don't quite feel it yet. Next two cards. Strength and the Fool. Yeah, well, it is time to now be strong. Why? Because you've been given everything you need to be strong. You've been given all the hard knocks. You've been given all the rules. You need now to be strong, like a Leo, and you need to be innocent, open-hearted. I'm really glad this came up because it's something I want to talk to you guys about. After what you've been through, after how hard it's been, how confusing it's been, how heartbreaking it must have been for a lot of you, and for a lot of Geminis and whoever else Saturn was messing with, what we have to remember that the part of us that Saturn is restructuring has to do with our ego. Okay? Sorry about that. It has to do with our ego. This has nothing to do with ego. Now, how do you correlate the two things? Like this. You must realize that everything is like going wrong. We're just going to go with it. You must realize, I think it's my lip gloss that's sticking to my lip. Anyway, you must realize that there is only one aspect of you that is mortal. What am I talking about? Well, this is a kind of immortal energy. If you feel really weighed down by everything that's gone on in the past few years, if you feel like Saturn really gave you a super tough go of it, it's because it was restructuring your ego, the mortality within you. Saturn controls time and structure. So the things that have to do with the ego is time sensitive, the soul is not. So what I'm trying to say to you is that you are immortal. All of you is immortal, aside from your ego. That's the only part of you that dies. That's the only part of you that is mortal. That is the only part of you that is time sensitive. That part of you has been broken, restructured, reformed, and here we are. But we cannot forget that our power and everything that we are actually comes from the immortal part of us, the timeless, eternal part of us, right? You can say eternal or you can say immortal. It's the same thing. It means that no one ever really dies. So if you feel like the past few years have been like death, understand that the part of you that has been going through that death is the part of you that is temporal. It is time sensitive and it's going to die anyway. So any mini deaths you've experienced along the way, they're just getting ready. They're just getting you ready. They're preparing you, right? So what's the message? What's the major arcana message with that? The message being you can't lose sight of that which is eternal. You can't lose sight of that which Saturn never touched. It never got to that part of you. It can't. It doesn't have the capacity to. It's not the realm of that particular energy. It doesn't have that. With it, whenever I travel, my hair acts up because the water's different. We're just going to deal with me messing with it. Your restructuring never touched this within you. Therefore, okay, you've never lost this. You may feel like strength has left you. You may feel still very confused. You may be like, you said things were going to get better. This doesn't feel like things are getting better. Yes, they are getting better. As long as you connect with that part of you that is beyond any sort of planetary alignment, any horoscope sign, anything. The part of you that is pure. Right? Why? Why do you need to connect with that part of you? Because after what you've been through, which is a very worldly experience, Saturn ties you into the nitty-gritty reality of things. When you've been through something like that, it is necessary now to balance it out in the other way. And the other way being going deep within the self, tapping into that which is all-knowing, that which already knows that everything is going to be fine. 2 more cards, 6 of Swords and the Judgment card. Okay, so what happens when you tap into this part of yourself? And what did I say? People are taking you out of your confusion, right? People are saying it's you like they should have said it's you for years. People are really letting you know now who they are, right? So, of course, this energy, the 6 of Swords, makes its way into your psyche because you're fed up. You're fed up with having gone through everything that you've gone through, having to muster the strength from somewhere inside to deal with all the BS. And then on top of that, you have people still playing games. But now, unlike the past 2.5 years where you may have been a bit, I don't want to say weak, vulnerable. You guys are never weak, vulnerable. When you were vulnerable, there are a lot of people in situations that came in and really, ran around doing this. And it's super hurtful, super abusive, narcissists just being attracted to you because you're vulnerable. That's when narcissists show up. Ask any Gemini that if they've been dealing with a narcissist for the past 2.5 years, and they'll be like, yes, I was dealing with a perverse narcissist who just loved to hurt me. Yes, I have. Because this is the energy this is what you put out when you're going through a really difficult placement, and it makes you vulnerable, no? So then there's a certain type of person out there who's really good at picking up that vulnerability and being like, that person right there, that person is weak in a certain emotional way right now that I can really, manipulate. And now, all of those people who should have said what they really wanted and what their intentions really were, whether they realized they did it or not, they did it. They said it. And you're like, word. I'm out. This is why I couldn't do your reading until now. Because that, I'm out, that's Sagittarius. That's not Gemini, that's Sagittarius. And until I felt that again, I couldn't do this for you because I needed to feel that power to be able to tell you, don't worry, you're going to be there too. You're I'm here. You guys are going to be here within, a week and a half. If you're really hanging on, then maybe that person or those people have already shown you who they are, and it's going to take you a few weeks to really understand and get your self-respect, generating again. But that 6 of Swords energy, that is Sagittarian to its core. It's like, no, this is way too tumultuous. I don't need this. I am simple in my wants. What I want is peace. Yeah, I want all the other stuff too, but I want still water right now. Thank you very much. So moving out of the Seven of Cups into the Six of Swords energy, what will you need along the way? Strength. And what is strength? When it's the Leo card, what does that mean? The way Leos draw their strength is that they are community-based. They're people-based, right? So they support and are supported. They give strength and they get strength, right? They're reciprocal. So this is strength that you draw from others who can then draw from you as well. Fine. So the people who actually mean something to you, now you'll begin to see their strength flowing into you, and you'll be able to begin reciprocating strength to them again, where you haven't probably been able to do it for a few years. But now, we're back. Tapping into the innocence, tapping into the purest part of yourself, tapping into the part of yourself that knows exactly what's up and isn't worried and isn't even acknowledging the reality of what's going on. Because it's like, no, I got this. I know what I am in my heart. Thank you very much. You can go. And then things being said as they are. People and situations and relationships and work, colleagues and siblings and your school and your relatives over the holidays, everyone just kind of like, your Sagittarians are looking around going, does everyone have to tell me exactly what they think right now? Okay, well, you're just making my process of discernment even easier. And where does that lead you? Bye. No. Bottom of the deck. Power underneath that. Power that comes with speed. That's Sagittarian power. Like, I'm already galloping. No, we're not rowing away in a boat. This is just the way the cards are making it seem. I'm galloping away from you. I have run already so far. I'm a thoroughbred. Remember? The Sun. So 2 Leo cards coming up. If you have a Leo in your life, they're going to be very important. They're shaping up for 2018 to be a big part of your life. Let them. They're good for you. 8 of Wands. Queen of Wands. Worth talking about. The worst part about Saturn is how slow it is. How it binds. How it constricts. Sagittarius is like, whew, I'm out here. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm going, 90 miles like a second. Like, I can think and I can do at the same time with ultimate speed. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Now, however long it takes you to get from here to here, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that it has to do with this. How long, let me say that again. However long it takes you to get from I'm done to I'm back has to do with this slow moving energy. How long? How long can the stagnant, narcissistic, perverse back and forth go on? This could be your job. Not appreciating you. This is a man or a woman. Knows exactly what you're worth, not appreciating you. Mad games. This is a parent or a sibling that gives affection and takes it away. Gives it and takes it away. Just to keep you on a string. Why does this come up? Because right under it, 10 of Pentacles, and then the Hanged Man. Will you let someone keep you in a situation with just promises and nothing tangible to show for it? Back and forth, no real anything. Just the promise perhaps of this. But really, there's this going on. Really, you're just stuck. Really, you're in the limbo that you were in for 2.5 years, and aren't you sick of that by now? And underneath that, Ace of Cups. So what is it saying? It's saying only when you move away from this fickle, back and forth, slow moving, lying to you energy, break out of this fantasy that whatever is, bringing this about, this back and forth, break out of this, realize that this is a lie, or stay stuck if you want to keep believing it, because that's the only outcome you get, is you're going to stay stuck. But if you manage to not fall for that, there is something very real waiting for you right on the other side of the bullshit. So let me show you these cards again. Yes, I'm sitting on the floor. Actually, maybe I should move this guy here. There we go. So, you see now? You see what I mean? This is a pattern. Okay? This is a pattern. This is a pattern that perhaps Saturn tried to break you out of. But you still have some dead ends to cut off because they are holding you. This is a false dream and it's holding you. And as soon as you let go of it, you will alleviate yourself of the hangman energy and find yourself being offered something you really, truly did not think could be yours. Something that you have given up hope on. Ace of Cups energy. Real love. Coming to you. Offered to you. On its own. Not something you go and run and chase after. Something that sees your power and sees what you're all about and is like, oh, yes, please. I really want you. Not, 10 different Instagram versions of you. Not, you and a bunch of hoes. No, just you. And Sagittarius, until this comes to you, this is what you're dealing with. It is only after you alleviate yourself of the hangman energy that Saturn kind of left you in that you get here. But when you get here, you will know that you got here on your own because you stopped believing in other people's promises and you promised yourself that this was love that you were going to give yourself, whether anyone gave it to you or not. Boom, power. When you decide that this Ace of Cups is something you are offering to yourself, the whole world will offer it to you. You get it? The whole world will offer it to you when you sit in your power, in your power. You see? Always turn towards the sun, yeah? Right? That's the symbolism. Always turn towards the sun. Always turn towards what is right. Always moving forward. With a vengeance, Sagittarius. Really. How different is this from this? Look. This dynamic is all about somebody else and the BS that they've been telling you that's not even real, which is why you're stuck. This is all about you. Even this is about you. You see? This is what January is going to bring to you. Sad swag times 8 of Wands times Ace of Cups. Like, we not just going to be back, we all the way back. Now, let's look at the cards we started with. Strength, the Fool, 7 of Cups. Already you have your whole reading right here. Coming out of the confusion, alleviated, finding strength within, delving deep within, the lion being the subconscious here, yeah? This being the conscious mind and this being the subconscious. Regaining power over yourself internally. Taking a hold of yourself and then freeing yourself from all of the temporal bullshit that Saturn put you through and moving forward with nothing on you. Nothing. Just, I don't know. For me, that would probably be like toner. Right? No, it would be argan oil. Almost nothing. Moving forward, almost nothing. What does this denote here? It's that he doesn't need anything. He's not holding on to anything. He has no wants. Whatever he needs, he's already got. He has no wants. This is not someone who is trying to get something from someone like people have been doing to you for years. This is not someone who is trying to manipulate someone into feeling something or being with them like has been done to you for years. This is you in your pure, I've been through hell and back form, saying, I don't need anything from anyone. Yes, the Saturn transit sucked, but what I realized is I have myself. I don't need anyone. When you get to that place without melancholy, where you realize that this is actually a joyous place to be and not sad. When you say I don't need anyone, not in a sad way, not in a depressive way, but in a factual way. You're born alone, you die alone way. Like, this is the fact. This is the Sagittarian, right? The arrows of truth. Just make sure they're not poisoned, right? Even though, I'll tell you what, there's probably some people who need some poisoned arrows thrown at them. Ow, right? But this is the Sagittarius energy when it decides to move forward. And what you're doing is you're using those arrows to hit your own marks instead of hit other people's marks. Instead of being there for everyone else, you're hitting your own bullseyes and your own targets. That's where you're going. So we have that already. This is what is going to stand in your way. Someone who is completely stuck in their own life. This doesn't have to be an earth sign. This can be anyone who's a loser. This is someone who's completely stuck. They have nothing going for them. Why? They don't want to. For some reason, being here is more appealing than whatever fantasy they thought that they've been trying to rope you into. And the cards come up like this to be like, this is not real. We know this person is not truthful. We then know that whatever they've been saying is not truthful. And where does it keep you? Nowhere. So, we know how it's going to go. We know what gets in the way. And we know what happens when we get out of our own way. Power. Speed. Love. Self-love. Starting at self-love. Starting with, man, I love my power. I love myself. I'm back. And then that being reflected externally because they won't be able to help it. When you offer this cup to yourself, everyone else has to offer it to you. They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. Once you love yourself, people are either going to, listen, I'm going to give it to you, Sagittarius, straight from the Sagittarius himself. Either love me or leave me alone. Right? That's this. Now, the sun. The sun has moved. The sun has moved. You may have some tremors and some shocks and some post-traumatic stress from what's happened, but it has moved, and it has moved into a place for you that is phenomenal. Work with it. Your new placement is yours for the making. Do you understand? If you want to take Saturn being in your second house and make it about this kind of Saturn energy, you can do that, but you know how slow that is, right? You can take Saturn in your second house, the sun moving into Capricorn and Saturn moving into Capricorn. You can take that. That's what I meant before. And you can actually do something about your money situation so you don't feel stuck for another 3 years. But now not just in terms of life in general, but in terms of finances specifically. You don't want that. You don't want to go through another period of feeling stuck and hanging upside down, but this time in terms of money. This is something you have to clear up. And if there's someone in your life that energetically siphons this money luck away from you or good luck away from you, get rid of them. Okay? So the sun has moved. Saturn has moved. Now you come into a period of growth and abundance. But Sagittarius, I really have to make this clear to you. You cannot find this abundance if you do not heed the things that people say and listen to the truths that are coming out of their mouths and act accordingly. You cannot. There is no way to harness new energy while you still have leeches siphoning off your energy, because you're being drained. Even if you pull as much as you can, you're still being constantly drained, right? And drained from what? Being kept in a state of flux, being kept in a state of uncertainty. Moving out of this energy and ending the month here. Quite a jump. But you guys move fast and you're fiery. And now you've got all that fire and all that speed back. It's right here. Listen to the truths people tell you. See the stagnant energy that siphons off of you where it is. Feel who makes you feel like this and let them go. Cut them out. All right, I'm gonna leave these cards here like this on the floor. I'm gonna go eat and I'll come back and do your extended. I love you guys. See you in a bit.